I've been working on parts 9 and 10, and I've made a little change to my single crochet rounds. I'm working a popcorn stitch in the corner so that it looks like we have little flowers. Now, originally on these puff rounds, these little puff corner stitches, they're supposed to be a large puff, which is 9 loops on the hook with a chain 2 in between. It's a little bit too big to be doing with these corner flowers, so I'm only working a puff, which is 7 loops on your hook. So on my last puff round, I made a puff with 7 loops, a chain 2, and another puff in this corner. Now, our next round would be a single crochet round. So I'm just going to join in before my corner to show you what to do here. So we're going to work a single crochet in our chain space, chain, single crochet in the next chain space. We need to do that one more time. So then now at the corner here, we originally had a chain, and then we would work a single crochet V-stitch in this chain 2 space. But we're going to replace it with a chain, a 5 double crochet popcorn stitch in that chain 2 space. So 5 double crochets, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Draw up a loop, remove your hook, insert it into that beginning double crochet, back into your working loop. Now normally we would tighten this real tight and draw it up. We actually want to leave a little loop on our hook, so this is loose. So with a little loop there, draw through and then chain 1. So that replaces our single crochet V-stitch, and we would continue on after, which would be a chain, and then work a single crochet in that next chain space. Continue on your edges, chain, single crochet in the chain 1 space. Oops, I'm getting a tail here. And I'm going to keep going along my edge because I'm going to show you. Here's my working yarn from my puffs. Where is it? Here, this black. I've got a stitch marker in it because I'm carrying it up every round. So I'm going to show you how to carry that up. This can also be done for the single crochet rounds if you're carrying that one up. We put a stitch marker in there when you're done with it, and then when you work the other round, push your working yarn to the back and work in your stitches just like you normally would with that push to the back. Okay, so I'm just going to go past it a little bit. Okay, there we go. I can draw this up because we're not going to be using it. Now to carry up, I would take my stitch marker out. We're going to put our hook back into our working yarn, and then we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Now this chain space that we're aligned with, that's where we would start working our puff for the round. And then you can chain 1 puff across. Normally you would start over here. You're just starting over here and you have to make up for it at the end of your round. So I'm going to take that out, put my stitch marker back in it, and I'll show you one more thing here. Okay, so I'm going to use my black yarn here. I'm sorry it's hard to see, but this is what I'm using for myself, so I'll make it so that you can see the best that you can. When you're working in this popcorn stitch, you're going to work in there your puff V-stitch. Make sure you only work a puff with 7 loops on your hook at the most. Don't work a 9 because it won't fit in there. Now at the corner we're going to chain 1, and then we'll work a puff, chain 2 V-stitch in the top of that popcorn there. So work a puff with 7 loops on your hook. The pattern calls for a large puff. I wouldn't do large puffs in this corner because it won't fit in the flower. Chain 2 and then work another puff in that same popcorn stitch. Chain 1 and then work a puff in that chain 2 space here. Oops, I snagged some yarn. Chain 1 and then continue with your round, working a puff, chain 1 across your edges. And that's what I did to make the little flowers. For more crochet patterns, tutorials, and yarn shop, please visit my blog, dearestdebbie.com.